You should embrace all of the struggles, all of the trials, all of the hardships that you've been through. And the reason that I'm saying this is because last night I had a great conversation. I had a great interview last night. It was actually on TikTok, so you guys can kind of see that. What's going on, CJ? Um, but you guys will actually be able to see that on my TikTok live replays. I think I'm going to post a couple of clips from there. But the idea, the main idea was simply do not run from your story. Don't run from your story because you, all right. Here's what happens when I notice people are running from their story. Typically, when people are running from their story, it's because they are in fact still living that story. Yo, what's up? I came to your school. What's good, family? What's good, family? I'm always at schools, man. I'm always at schools. I'm always out here in the community doing positive things, man. The more positivity you give to this world, the more the world is going to give back to you. I just thoroughly believe that. But don't run from your story. Don't hide from your story. Don't hide from the challenges that you face. I have a lot of conversations with people who are on hard times. And one of the things that I realize that is a common thing is that a lot of them don't like to deal with the realities of their story. And I need to let you know that you need to deal with the reality of your story. If your story is not where you want it to be right now, I need you to understand that you are the writer of your story. You are the editor of your story. You are you are the everything as it relates to your story. So don't be afraid of your story. Don't be afraid of where you are in your story. Fabulous is one of my favorite lyricists, and he's one of my favorite rappers. And he has this line in one of his songs where he says, "My story just gets better as you get to the end. So when I'm at my worst, I know it's not the end." And that should bring and highlight a sense of motivation to let you know that when you're at the worst, when you're at your lowest point, it's not the end for you, right? It's not the end just because things don't look the way that you want them to look. It's not the end because things aren't going the way that you want them to go. My story just gets better when I get to the end. So when I'm at my worst, I know it's not the end. You know it's not the end. When you're at your worst, I want you to know that it is not the end. This is not how the story ends. The story only ends when you stop writing. The story only ends when you stop writing. So the responsibility of you is to make sure that you keep writing. It's just to make sure that you keep writing. So here's the thing. If you continue to write and if you keep writing, you will see the full picture. Let me get a piece of paper, right? Let me get a piece of paper. Like if I wanted to draw something and I just stopped here, right? If I wanted to draw something and I just stopped here, you wouldn't be able to see the full picture. You wouldn't be able to see the full picture. But if you keep drawing, you will be able to see the full picture, right? You'd be able to see the full picture. Now, this is probably the worst heart that you've ever seen drawn in your life. But if you keep drawing, you will be able to see the full picture. Too many times, people get halfway through the picture and then they stop drawing. People get halfway through a challenge, something in life that challenges them, and they stop trying. People get halfway through a book and they stop trying. People get halfway through tasks and challenges and they stop trying. And the issue that people have is that it doesn't most of what you do, you won't be able to see the full picture until the very end. What I would encourage every single person in your life is, if you're not where you want to be right now, I need you just to keep drawing. I need you just to keep going, keep working, keep grinding. This thing has shown up in many, many, many parts of my life. And the place that it showed up the most was when I was younger. The trials and the obstacles, the tribulations, the challenges that I had when I was younger, I really began to understand that my life was going to be based on the amount of trials and tribulations I was willing to overcome. And I need to let you know that your life is going, and the success of your life is going to be based on the trials and tribulations that you choose to overcome. If you don't choose to overcome any trials and tribulations in your life, if you don't choose to overcome anything that you're going through, the success of your life would be as a result of those things, or the lack thereof of those things. So when I was younger, I was 13 years old, and my responsibility really was bestowed on me from a young age. At just 13 years old, I was responsible for waking myself up and getting my younger brother up, and we would have to take we'd have to get dressed, and I'd have to take the bus to the train station, and then I had to take the train station to, to another train station. Then I had to take another bus to where my bus stop was, and I'd have to drop my brother off at the daycare. And then after going to the daycare, then I would have to catch the school bus, and then I take the school bus to work. But in the midst of all of that, there's a couple of things that happens, right? When you get on the first bus, you got to make sure that you pay to get on the first bus. You got to get the transfer. The transfer is what helps you pay less for the train. So when you get to the train, you take that, right? Then you got to make sure you get the transfer on the train, because the transfer on the train helps you pay less for the second bus. Well, it helps you pay less for the second bus, right? So I had to do that every single day for the second semester. I had to do that every single day. Responsibility has been bestowed on me from a young age. Not only that, there were some times where I had to take the money for the babysitter, and I had to pay the babysitter, right? I had to pay the babysitter. And think about this. If I didn't get that transfer, then I would have to use my lunch money to pay for that second bus. I had to use my lunch money to pay for that second bus. I also had to remember that even though I had money in my pocket, I during school, I couldn't spend that money at school. You know why? Because that money that money that I had in my pocket, I had to use that money to get back on the bus in the afternoon, because when school was over, I get dropped off at the bus stop. I got to remember to go pick up my little brother from the babysitter. I got to take him back on the bus, on the train, on the bus, and then back home. Responsibility bestowed on me from a very young age at 13 years old, and my little brother is 5 years old. This is a lot of What's up, Kenya? This is a lot of responsibility for anyone. But this was a part of my story. This was a part of developing me. This was a part of growing me. And it dawned on me last night, even in having this interview that I had last night, that this was a part of what made me uniquely me. And your story is a part of what makes you uniquely you. But don't run from your story. Just because you're not where you want to be, don't run from your story. Just because you may have been to jail, don't run from your story. Just because you may have been abused, don't run from your story. Just because you may not have the job that you desire, don't run from your story. It's better to be authentic and let people know where you are, and how where you are doesn't determine, or it doesn't it doesn't have an effect on where you have the potential to go. So let's say if you don't have a job, if you don't have the job that you desire, it's 100% okay right now to not have the job that you desire. But it's not okay if you don't continue, or you don't start to look for the job that you desire. If you don't have the job that you desire, then that means you should be looking every single day for the job that you desire. If you don't have the partner that you desire, you should be preparing yourself for the person that you desire every single day. It's better to have the opportunity. It's better to have the skill and not have the opportunity than have the opportunity and not have the skill. If you look at this guy, Ron Taylor. Ron Taylor is the guy who just won Netflix's Funny AF with Kevin Hart. The reason that he won Funny AF with Kevin Hart is because he was prepared for the opportunity. That, like, Ron Taylor could not have gotten on to Funny AF, won Funny AF, if he was not 100% prepared for that opportunity, for that moment. Like, he couldn't have just picked up comedy a year ago and didn't go out to any of the clubs and work them jokes and work them sets or anything like that, and just go out there, do amazing, kill it, and win Funny AF and win a whole Netflix special. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. There's no way that he would get on Funny AF and win if he wasn't already prepared. And if you go back and look, right, because I started following him from this, which like many people did, we started following him from this. If you go back and look, a lot of the jokes that he did on Funny AF were the same jokes that he had been running and he had been perfecting for years and years and years. This is the prime example of people are rewarded in public for what they practice for years in private. But too many times, too many of us, we don't want to practice in private. We don't want to practice in public, but we want to be rewarded in public for something that we didn't do. Or we want to be rewarded in public for something that looks easy, that other people make look easy, but we don't see the work that they did when nobody was watching. We don't see the work that they did when nobody was watching. So people are rewarded in public for what they practice for years in private. This dude has been practicing for years and years and years and years in private. And then eventually he got an opportunity. What's up, Keys? He got an opportunity where that opportunity was presented to him. And because he had been practicing for years and years and years and years and years, now he has an opportunity to excel on that. And it's not even just him. If you look at all of the people, majority of the people who made it, who made it through, like those 20 that got called back, if you look at them, man, they're all on tours right now, selling out shows, going crazy. So even though the guy won, right? Even though one person won the Netflix special, everybody won the opportunity. One person won the Netflix special. Everybody won the opportunity. Ron Taylor won the Netflix special. Everybody won the opportunity. And everybody has that same get up, right? Has that same story where they were ready for the opportunity. So people are rewarded in public for what they practice for years in private. If somebody came to you right now and gave, what's up, yo? If somebody came to you right now and they gave you an opportunity to do the thing that you say that you want to do, would you be prepared for the opportunity, or would you squander and would you waste the opportunity because you have not been preparing properly? And poor preparation, what does it say? Preparation prevents piss poor performance, right? Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. That's what it is. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. If somebody came to you right now and they said to you, yo, I'm going to give you an opportunity to rap right now, to do poetry right now, to sing right now, to, tumble right now, to dance right now, to whatever your talent, your skill, your gift is right now. I'm going to give you an opportunity. Would you be ready for that opportunity? Can you honestly say that you've put the time in, the energy, the effort to be ready for that opportunity? If you can't say right now that you are ready for an opportunity, if an opportunity is presented to you, then you need to go back and do more work. Your story is not complete yet. You are not ready for that opportunity. And a lot of times God will protect you. From opportunities because he knows you're not ready yet. And he don't want you to embarrass yourself. God don't want you to embarrass yourself. God wants you to be ready for that opportunity. And the moment that you're ready for that opportunity, that's when he's going to say, all right, cool. Come on. It's time to give you it's time to give you the opportunity. It's time to give you the opportunity. Like that has shown up even in my life. That has shown up. I recently got an opportunity to do a training. Thank you so much over here. The one and only Laylu, the one and only Laylu. But that has shown up for me in my life many times where I thought I was ready for the opportunity, but the opportunity did not come my way. And I was frustrated. Like, I don't know what. I'm like, yo, what you mean I'm not ready for this opportunity? Y'all been working my butt off for this opportunity. I'm absolutely ready for this opportunity. But just because you feel ready for the opportunity, it doesn't mean that you are ready for the opportunity. Just because you feel ready for the opportunity does not mean that you are ready for the opportunity, right? Ron Taylor was absolutely ready for the opportunity. It was a part of his story. And the interesting thing is, if you go back and you listen to Ron Taylor's story, Ron Taylor is a guy from, I can't remember, but he's not from LA, but he won 2 contests, got $2,000, took that money and drove to LA, lived out of his van, worked at an ice cream shop, and was going to comedy shows and doing comedy. What's up, Ray? And was going to comedy shows and doing comedy every single night. How many of you all have that same mindset of, it don't matter how I get there, I'm just going to get there? Like Ron, and here's the thing that I loved about Funny AF too. What's up, TJ? The thing that I love about Funny AF is that I think the 2 best comics were the 2 left at the end, Usama and Ron Taylor. I think they were the 2 best comics that were there, and I think they were the ones they were the one, because you know how like sometimes like these different shows they can put people on, and then when it gets down to the end, you like I don't know why they at the last I don't know why these people are at the final stage. No, I believe that Usama and Ron Taylor were the 2 funniest people at the very end, right? And I think that's the reason and I think Ron Taylor was a little bit better than Usama, but I would not have been upset if Usama won it. But yo, they were in preparation for years and years and years for this opportunity. What's up, Fiji? They were in preparation for years and years and years for this opportunity. And a lot of us, we want the opportunity. We want the $1 million opportunity, the $500,000 opportunity, but we are not ready for that opportunity because we're just not obsessed enough. What's up, Vonzo TV? We're just not obsessed enough. Man, you got to be a lot more obsessed. You got to go like a lot harder for this joint. And if you're not going hard for the thing that you want, you're going to miss out on opportunities. And your story is a part of you gaining that opportunity. Look at Ron Taylor's story. He was not ashamed to say, I've been living in my van. I've been working at this ice cream shop. Kevin Hart just got me a Netflix special. And he's like, yo, all right, I'm going to have to go out and go on tour and do work, but I'm going to have to call off of work. And he's like, Ron, you're part of the circle now, bro. You're not going back to the ice cream shop to scoop ice cream no more. You're not going back there no more, yo. Like you're here. You've been doing the work quietly. We all didn't know about Ron Taylor. I think when I looked at Ron Taylor's following when he first got on there, I think he was at like 1,200 something followers. He wasn't at a lot. Now he was grinding. What's up, Steph Marie? What's up, Judy Key? Ron Taylor was grinding, but he wasn't up there with them followers. Like now, if you look at Ron Taylor's followers, Ron Taylor got a whole like 100,000. I think the last time I saw it was 168,000 followers. Last time I saw it, he had 168,000 followers, right? 168,000 followers. Now I'm pretty sure. Let me look because I really want to do this like real time. Let me see. Last time I looked, he was at 100. Thank you so much. Hey, let's get it. Let me see. Let me go to Ron Taylor because he definitely got a follower in me, man. RT. Is it RT comedy? Dang it. Hold on. Ron Taylor. The last time I looked, it was at 168,000. He's now at 211,000. He is now at 211,000. Right? Now at 211,000. You don't get that, right? You don't get that if you have not been preparing. I've been preparing. I've been sharpening my axe. If you guys know the moral story about the lumberjack, I've been sharpening my axe. The lumberjack, young, stocky, brawly man, right? he gets into he starts working for this older gentleman, this older seasoned guy. And he says to the gentleman, he says, man, I'm going to cut down more trees than you today. And the older gentleman is like, okay, bet. They start going at it. And then midway throughout the day, he realizes the older guy, he goes and takes a break. And he just keeps chopping. Older guy comes back and he's working again. And then a little bit later in the day, the older man goes out and takes a second break. And the younger guy, he's still working. He comes back. The older guy, he's working, and now they're back in competition. At the end of the day, the young guy realized that the old man cut down more trees than he did. And he said, yo, how in the world did you cut down more trees than me when I saw you go and take 2 breaks? And the old guy said, it was during those breaks where I went and sharpened my axe. He says, you continue to use the same axe over and over again, never sharpening your axe. And the more you use it, the less it actually works when you're cutting down the trees. So I went and sharpened my axe 2 times. You got to sharpen your axe. When's the last time you sharpened your axe? When's this axe right here? This is your axe. When I say your axe, I mean this right here. You got to sharpen your axe. People will go to the gym to take care of their bodies, but they won't take their mind to the gym. They won't do a puzzle, a Sudoku puzzle. They won't do a logic puzzle. They won't read a book. They won't challenge themselves mentally. You will go to the gym for your body, but won't go to the gym for your mind. I just don't understand. How is your body in better shape than your mind is? How is it that your body can do these things? And you know what I'm saying? But it's difficult for you to think like to solve a problem that you have in your life, right? Because you haven't exercised your mind. Me and Steph Marie had a great conversation last night on TikTok Live, and y'all should go back and go and watch the replay. And what showed up consistently was the fact that I was prepared for a lot of the challenges and the obstacles that I dealt with in my life, because I've consistently dealt with challenges and obstacles. And what happens is you realize that life doesn't get any easier. You just get better. Life is not easier for me now than it was then. I'm just better. You know what I'm saying? You just better. Like, your life is not easier. You're just better. You're better at handling the problems. You're better at handling the stress. You are better at being uncomfortable. You are better at being in and handling and dealing with negative situations. You're better. It did not get easier. I want to tell you, because everything else takes priority over mental preparedness. It shouldn't, because your body does not move and does not work without your mind. But yes, that's what happens. People allow allow the physical preparedness, to be the priority over the mental preparedness. You gotta go to the gym, man. Not just for your body, but for your mind, man. Like, you gotta go. Listen. And if you, I'm gonna challenge you right now. If you really want to go to the gym, because I got 1 minute left. If you really want to go to the gym, I want you to go and get this book right here. This book right here will absolutely take you to the gym and take you through there. This book right here will take you through there. But don't just get the book. Also get the workbook. Because the workbook is going to force you to be honest. And you've been lying to yourself for far too long. You need to start being honest with yourself about what you are doing and aren't doing, about what you're capable of doing and what you're incapable of doing, about what you have done and what you haven't done, what you won't do and what you will do. I got to be honest. It's the reason why I got the book, because I was lying to myself so much. Say the title. The camera is inverted. The Mountain Is You. I've been lying to myself so much. Take a screenshot. I've been lying to myself so much. I stopped lying to myself. It's the reason why I got the book. Because that's the reason why I got the book. So I can stop lying to myself. You are your biggest hurdle, I promise you. Even if you don't feel like you got this problem. Even if you don't feel like you got this problem, I guarantee you it's gonna highlight and it's gonna open some things. And so what I recommend, right? Get the physical book, get the workbook, get the audio book. You need to hear it multiple times. You need to, you need you need to, you know what I'm saying? You need to dance with the book, right? Dance with the knowledge. Get a little activity with the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just read the book one time and think you got it all. No. When you read the book, listen, when you read the book, make sure you go through it with a highlighter so you can highlight the important stuff. And then after you highlight, I need you to write down everything that you highlighted. Okay, I'm about to do a book review on this. My next book review is going to be on this book. This is my next book review. It's going to be on this book. But I'm engaging and I'm interacting with the activity, right? I put it in here. Boom, we good. I read it, I highlight it, I write it down, I do a book review. I put it into Notebook LM. Notebook LM going to run me a little podcast on it. Now all I do is just listen to podcasts of my notes of the books that I read. Now I can listen to podcasts about the notes of the books that I read and the notes that I wrote down from each one of the books, man. You got to engage. I want you to engage with the things that you're reading. You got to interact with the things that you're reading, right? Even more than that, I'm also doing the workbook. I'm going to the gym, bro. Mentally, I'm going to the gym. I got to sharpen my axe. Man. That's what I got to do. I got to sharpen my axe. You got to sharpen your axe too, man. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Again, I am here daily, Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 9 a.m. You guys will catch me live on here. And I just want to go over ways to help you get in your bag. Man, I want y'all to stay up. You know what I'm saying? Stay up, stay motivated, stay focused, sharpen your axe. We're going to talk about sharpening your axe every single day. We're going to talk about sharpening your axe every single day. Later on today, I will be live a little bit later today. I'm going to do a little lunch and learn, and we're going to go over some PhD words because I'm still practicing my PhD words. Many of you all know that I'm on my journey to receive my PhD. So I got to practice my PhD words. So y'all come back, sharpen your axe. Another way you sharpen your axe is by increasing your vocabulary. Another way you sharpen your axe is by reading more. Another way you sharpen your axe, man, is by getting better. What's up, Larry? Appreciate y'all coming in, man. Y'all know who it is, man. It's your favorite cousin Backpack, man. Thank y'all so much. Remember, always stay in your bag so you never got to chase a bag. And winners write history and losers become a part of the story. You need to write your own history because I guarantee you will not like the way that someone will write the ending to your life. All right. Remember, don't run from your story. Embrace your story. Do not run from your story. Embrace your story. It is nothing to be ashamed of. You should be proud of the things that you've done because it was all preparation so that you can get the thing that you ultimately want in your life. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to catch y'all next time. Today is Friday, so I will be live on Monday, June 1st at 8:30 a.m. Live Monday, June 1st at 8:30 a.m. You got Backpack Jeff.